We told you earlier that the youth wing of the Christian Association of Nigeria says the calls for parties to adopt a Muslim or a Christian ticket to run for the Nigeria presidency is condemnable. Dr. Nwambu Gabriel is the Director General Center for Credible Leadership and Citizens Awareness. He joins us live from Abuja. I was asking you earlier about why you think the same religion ticket has become an issue, given the fact that we had elections some 29 years ago where it didn't matter at all.
Thank you so much for having me. First of all, I would want to state very clearly that since the pronouncement of INEC that politicians should submit the names of their running mates on or before the 17th of June 2022, forthwith to commence the processes for the general elections, there has been increased search for the running mates of especially the two major political parties, that is the PDP and the APC. And I would want to state very clearly that we are emulating democracy from the advanced nations, that is the US and the UK, as it were. And then if you look at the US specifically, you find out that whoever is the president and who eventually becomes the vice president of the country, they do not really matter which religion, they do not really matter where the person comes from. You know, their interest really is they are more interested in capacity and competence. They are more interested in who is going to make the nation state of the United States to be better. They are more interested in who is there to deliver the dividends of democracy. The same thing is applicable to the UK. But let's come home here in Nigeria. Now in Nigeria, it is pertinent we state very clearly that starting from Gowon, when Gowon was the head of state, the vice admiral, who was his vice, as it were, as at that time in the 60s, it was a Christian ticket. As at that time in the 60s, Nigerians did not matter where the deputy or where the president comes from. And they were loved, exceedingly loved, especially even in the north. They were received and loved, by the northerners and the southerners alike. Then you come down to 1993, the election that was well known to be the freest and fairest election in the history of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We had Chief Moshood Abiola, who also picked a running mate who was Baba Gana Kingibe. It was a Muslim ticket, but they contested this election and they won overwhelmingly, and that was in 1993. But today, fast forward today, as it were in Nigeria, Nigeria has witnessed a deterioration in terms of polarization, in terms of a national divide. Nigerians have been divided along religious lines, along ethnic sentiments, along tribal lines. In fact, the major problem with Nigeria currently is that Nigerian has been bedeviled with ethnic and parochial sentiment. And because of that, Nigerians decided to be sacrificing merit, for mediocrity. Nigerians do not even care about competence. Nigerians have thrown capacity to the wind because they're interested in religion. They're interested in tribal sentiment and regional divide. So right now in Nigeria, we have a lot of polarization, as it were. If we bring the current situation in the country, when some sections of the country are agitating, some sections of the country are talking about seceding and staying on their own as a nation state of their own. It is pertinent we bring to bear what is entrenched in the Federal Character Commission. The Federal Character Commission has entrenched in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. It makes provision for the federal character, which brings to bear, persons from the different, persons from the different, the federal character makes provision for equity in terms of representation from all sections of the country.
Indeed, Dr. Gabriel, it will appear that you're saying that desperate times require desperate measures, and that this peculiar time in Nigerian history will require that politicians pay attention to the mood of the country. It's a good place to leave it because of time. Director General, Center for Credible Leadership and Citizens Awareness, Nwambu Gabriel, thank you for talking to us tonight.
Thanks for having me.